has just become the newest nonprofit in Palm Springs. We have more about the shared plate ahead.
Also, a new legal fight tonight over how Riverside County treats animals in its care. Attorneys are asking a judge to step in and stop what they call inhumane practices.
I'm Pablo Alcina, and look at the sensational sunset, cloudy and cool. I'll let you know if rain is heading our way. NBC Palm Springs at 5 begins now.
Now, connecting the valley, this is NBC Palm Springs at 5.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
And I'm Mark Mester. Let's get right to tonight's top story. Tonight, we're talking about the Shared Plate. It's a local feeding program out of the United Methodist Church of Palm Springs. They officially became a 501c3 charitable organization, and to celebrate, the nonprofit fed those who are in need. Our Brett Rosen was there and has more.
Officials at the Shared Plate say last year they fed over 35,000 people here in the Coachella Valley. And now that they are officially a nonprofit, their goal is simple: feed double that in 2026.
It's a celebration at the Fellowship Hall inside the United Methodist Church of Palm Springs. A long-standing local feeding program called the Shared Plate finally became a 501c3 nonprofit. This will allow the organization to qualify for future grants, which the president of the nonprofit, Rick Hawkins, says will help even more than the 35,000 they helped alone in 2025.
We are seeing the need grow so much that we want to be able to accommodate everybody. We don't turn anyone away here. When they leave, we also give them a bag lunch to take with them, so it's like a double meal when they come here.
Lydia Martinez was a person who once upon a time benefited from the Shared Plate. Today, she stands as a volunteer. Martinez says she knows better than anyone how donations of any kind can go a long way.
And I talk to people to give them hope in life, because I know how it is to be homeless. And so pretty much, the church is really great to come over here. They give hygiene stuff and, like I said, the clothing for men and women. And these people, they do need help.
Also at the event was Palm Springs Mayor Naomi Soto, not just as a speaker, but she too put on gloves to serve a plate of food. Soto says today is about showcasing the power of what helping your neighbor looks like.
Being a good neighbor starts with the person sitting next to you, and that we can always do something. It's about sharing a meal, checking in on your neighbors, volunteering in some capacity. Service can come in any way, and I'm just so grateful to be here with Shared Plate and kind of showing that.
And if you'd like to know how you can get involved with the Shared Plate, whether that's volunteering or food donations, you can go to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com. There you'll find a link to the Shared Plate website. Here in Palm Springs, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
All right, thanks to Brett for that report. We have a local alert tonight. 2 men are behind bars after the sheriff's deputy says they stole and possessed firearms that are not serialized. The suspects have been identified as Johnny Schoonover, a 32-year-old resident of Banning, and Joshua Wittes, a 32-year-old resident of Beaumont. This investigation started on December 22nd when the sheriff's department received a report of a burglary off Joni Drive in Palm Desert. Investigators say multiple items, including firearms, were taken. Eventually, the pair was tracked to Beaumont and Banning, where on Tuesday, a search warrant led to the recovery of stolen firearms and those guns that are not serialized. Both Schoonover and Wittes were booked into the Larry D. Smith Correctional Facility on multiple felony charges, including burglary, conspiracy, grand theft of firearms, and possession of an unserialized firearm. This investigation is still ongoing tonight.
A man accused of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl with autism was charged on Wednesday with rape of a minor and other offenses. 20-year-old Enrique Bautista Vasquez was arrested last week following an investigation by the Cathedral City Police Department that began at the start of the year. According to Cathedral City Police, the girl was allegedly lured to the suspect's Cathedral City apartment late into New Year's Eve and the early hours of New Year's Day. The victim's, whose identity was not disclosed, reportedly wanders out of her home, a trait linked to her autism. Vasquez, who's being held in lieu of $1 million bail at the John Benoit Detention Center, was slated to make his initial court appearance on Wednesday afternoon at the Larson Justice Center in Indio.
We have an update tonight on the Walter Clark Legal Group's lawsuit against Riverside County Animal Services. The legal team has filed a motion for preliminary injunction against the county's Animal Services Department and former director Aaron Geddes. The final hearing on the case is expected in the near future, but in the meantime, they're asking the county and the court to stop killing animals for space, providing medical treatment to animals in their care, stop releasing animals before they're spayed and neutered, and provide more kennel space.
The horrific issue has been us learning that all the killing and the inhumane activity has continued while this litigation has been pending. So because of that, we felt it was important to ask this new judge, please, give us an injunction to stop them from what they call euthanizing animals.
The new judge in the case will consider the injunction at a hearing on February 10th. Walter Clark is hoping the case goes to trial because he says there is significant evidence to prove the county misused taxpayer funds and has not been following the law when it comes to caring for animals.
Let's get a check on the forecast. Live pictures right now from our Agua Caliente Casino camera high above right there in Rancho Mirage. We're going to send things over to our Pablo Alsina, who has the latest. Hey, Pablo.
Hey, Mark, and no, Mark and I are not doing a singing crooner show tonight, but we are dressed exactly the same. Mark, you're looking good. You know what's also looking good? The weather, 71 degrees right now. It's cloudy, but those clouds have no rain in them. Zero precipitation, low humidity, 19%. If you were out at the golf, perfect day. Woo, the cloud coverage is gorgeous. Go outside, watch some golf, get some exercise. The dew point's pretty low, 37 degrees, so you won't feel it that muggy, and it won't cool off that much. By 11 o'clock, we'll still be around 59 degrees. Now, the wind currently in Whitewater, just 6 miles an hour. In Palm Springs, 3 miles an hour. But in my 7-day forecast, we're going to see when it's going to jump up to more than 20 to 30 mile per hour winds. I'll have that in a bit. As far as the 3-day comfort air forecast, we're still showing a little rain on the graphic, but it's only like a 1% chance of rain. I don't expect it to rain hardly at all. Low temperatures around 73 degrees. Saturday, partly cloudy, no rain either. Sunday as well. Look at those temperatures, highs in the 70s. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit cool, but you have to enjoy that because soon, very soon, we'll be back up to over 100 degrees. So soak in these gorgeous temperatures. Back over to Olivia and Mark.
Pablo, thank you. More local news tonight here at NBC Palm Springs. We teamed up with the Sunline Transit Agency for a community clothing drive benefiting Desert Best Friends Closet. It's a local nonprofit helping residents in need find professional or semi-formal clothing. The drive was held outside of Sunline's administrative building in Thousand Palms today, where donations have poured in since this morning. Desert Best Friends Closet provides interview, attire, resume support, and job readiness services to people facing employment barriers. The drive is also collecting prom dresses for local students and ball gowns for military families attending formal events. Donations were accepted through 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so thank you to everyone who stopped by.
Palm Desert City Council leaders are considering a 10-year loan agreement with Golden Voice for a large-scale art installation at Civic Center Park. The proposal centers on Taffy. It's an interactive artwork by artist Stephanie Lynn, featuring 5 colorful towers ranging from 25 to 50 feet that shift in tone as sunlight moves through them. City officials say the installation could boost tourism, strengthen cultural branding, and enhance community engagement. Golden Voice would retain ownership, while the city would cover installation, maintenance, and site improvements, with total costs estimated at around $300,000.
The American Express Golf Tournament is in town. It's in full swing today, not only bringing in world-class golfers, but also shining a spotlight on local businesses. Our Caitlin Kelly shows us how local flavor is becoming part of the Amex fan experience.
The American Express Tournament isn't just about showcasing world-class golf. It's also about showcasing the Coachella Valley. Each year, the event highlights local businesses alongside the action on the course, including TKB, the Indio sandwich shop known for its larger-than-life sandwich creations.
Last year was such a success. I loved working with the people that run the tournament here, and we came back bigger, better this year.
And that success didn't end when the tournament did. Melina says many fans who discovered TKB at the American Express last year made a point to visit the restaurant before this year's tournament even teed off. turning first-time visitors into repeat customers.
Having us here is so beneficial. You know, us locals, we look forward to these events. This is where we, make our money. So it's been amazing for us.
Fans can find TKB at The Turn, located along the 9th green of the stadium course at PGA West. Here, patrons can enjoy local fare, watch golfers wrap up the front nine, and catch all the tournament action on the big screen from one of the best vantage points on the course. With NBC Palm Springs, I'm Caitlin Kelly.
Sounds like fun. We thank Caitlin for that report. And our Tim O'Brien will have the full recap of the first day of tournament action a little later on in sports, so stay with us.
Meantime, coming up next tonight, the president speaks on the Board of Peace during a conference in Switzerland. We have the details to come. That's after the break.
And as we mentioned, a live report and recap of the American Express tournament now underway in La Quinta. That's in just a few minutes.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 5.
President Trump returning from Switzerland with a new Board of Peace, a framework of a deal on Greenland and damaged relations with allies.
Meantime, on Capitol Hill, the 2020 election is back center stage as former special counsel Jack Smith faces a grilling from lawmakers into his investigations into President Trump. NBC's Monica Alba has the latest.
Our country's never done better.
President Trump leaving Davos with a new Board of Peace, a framework of a future deal on Greenland, but also leaving behind some fractured relations with allies. World leaders joined the president as he signed the charter to his Board of Peace.
This board has the chance to be one of the most consequential bodies ever created.
The board was created to oversee the next phase of a ceasefire in Gaza, but Mr. Trump outlined broader plans and pledged to work with the United Nations. But it was the president's push to own Greenland that dominated the World Economic Forum. The president claims the Danish territory is vital to national security, and his aggressive talk put European leaders on edge. But after a talk with the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, the president claiming the two men now have a framework of a future deal on the Arctic.
We're going to have total access to Greenland. We're going to have all military access that we want.
Rutte saying there was no talk of who will own the island.
That issue did not come up anymore in my conversations tonight with the president.
While the president's focus was on foreign issues, on Capitol Hill, lawmakers grilling former special counsel Jack Smith and his now closed investigations into Trump, his efforts to overturn the 2020 election, and alleged mishandling of classified documents. The president has always said he did nothing wrong and was the victim of a political investigation. Republicans backing that claim today.
It was always about politics. And to get President Trump, they were willing to do just about anything.
But Smith standing firm that party had nothing to do with his investigation.
Our investigation developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump engaged in criminal activity.
Tensions running high throughout the hearing.
Mr. Chairman, our witness granted the same leniency. And with that, I yield back in disgust of this witness.
President Trump today called Smith's investigation a Democratic scam. And in a True Social post, he said he hopes Attorney General Pam Bondi looks into Smith. When asked if he thinks the Justice Department might indict him, Smith said he does believe that's the case because, quote, they've been ordered to by the president. Monica Alba, NBC News, Washington.
And the House has passed a full-year funding package for the Department of Homeland Security and other federal agencies. The vote on the House floor approves the $64 billion DHS bill that also funds the Federal Emergency Management Agency and Coast Guard through the end of this fiscal year. The spending bill now heads to the Senate, which is scheduled to return next week. House lawmakers also passed a separate package of bills funding other federal agencies in a broad bipartisan vote in a bid to avert a partial government shutdown on January 31st.
Live pictures tonight from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Pablo Alsina standing by with a look at our end-of-week forecast. That's on the other side of this commercial break. We'll be right back.
I'm Pablo Alsina. Tomorrow's Friday, so tomorrow you get the Pablo Spin. Today you get this gorgeous shot. The clouds, not much wind at the moment. People driving nice and slow. I like to see that. And the temperatures cool and gorgeous, but still hotter than normal. Can you believe it? Yeah, we're usually at 71 degrees. Today at 73, so officially it will count as another day hotter than normal. So more days this year, much hotter than cooler. But we weren't even the hottest in the Southwest. 73 degrees in Palm Springs, 75 in Yuma. So we were not the hottest, but yeah, we're looking good in the Coachella Valley. We're also going to look a little windy. I don't have a problem with wind in my hair, but if you live in Whitewater on Saturday, you can expect winds between 20 and 29 miles an hour. Also on Sunday, Desert Hot Springs and most of the areas around 9 miles an hour. But then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, pretty windy between 10 to 19 miles an hour. A little bit harder for the golfers this weekend with that little slight wind increase. High temperatures you saw today, 75 degrees in Palm Desert, 72 in Palm Springs, 64 degrees in 29 Palms. And if we come over to this side, you also see 61 in Joshua Tree. Now, if you're walking tonight, gorgeous 64 by 6 p.m. By midnight, we'll be around, boom, 59 degrees. So right below 60 degrees. 7-day comfort air forecast. Again, you're seeing little showers for Thursday and Friday. I don't expect any rain at all. Even if it rains, it's going to be less than 1/10 of an inch. But again, I don't expect it to rain. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, partly cloudy and temperatures dipping down to a high of just 70 degrees, then going right back up to the mid to low 70s Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm Pablo Alsina at Pablo Alsina on Instagram. Keep it here on NBC Palm Springs.
NBC Palm Springs Sports with Tim O'Brien, powered by Agua Caliente Casino.
It's day one of the Amex Golf Tournament in La Quinta. It's now in the books. Our Tim O'Brien joins us live with Judd Spicer at PGA West. Guys, good evening to you. And Tim, a lot of golfers tonight tied for third place, right?
Yeah, Mark, certainly a big day. We know the scoring in this tournament is low. You see quite a few in the third place. Scotty Scheffler being one of them at 9 under. That'll be a topic of conversation. All eyes were at La Quinta Country Club, the world #1 in the Valley. Judd, on behalf of Desert Willow, of course, nice enough to join us for this tournament. Always a pleasure. Your thoughts after day one?
Thank you again for having me back, NBC, and thanks again to Desert Willow. Covered this tournament for 16 years in a row now, Timmy. and best field that I've ever seen. And the numbers, I think, back that up. We got, as you mentioned, #1 with the Bullet, Scotty Scheffler, 13 wins the last 2 years. Never won this tournament, at least not yet. We'll get to that momentarily. But 5 of the top 10 in the world, 13 of the top 25, 27 of the top 50. By one metric, aside from major championships and the Players' Championship, this is the strongest field for any other PGA Tour event across the last 2 years.
And that's why it's important to keep this in the PGA Tour, in the ranks, and keep it here in the Valley. That's the elephant in the room this season heading into this. We don't know. It is not on the books that this tournament will be back next season.
No, I hate to be a fly in the ointment here. Yeah. Beautiful day, great scoring, great start to this event. But look, we got 67 consecutive years of the Amex here in the desert. That's preceded by a Genesis tournament 6 years prior to that. But reports have leaked across the last 2 months that the PGA Tour is very motivated to compress its schedule, maybe even cut it in half. They don't want to compete with the NFL anymore, and they've talked about starting their season after the Super Bowl, which puts this tournament directly in the PGA Tour schedule's crosshairs.
We make this the tournament to kick off the season the week after the Super Bowl. Sign us up. Min Woo Lee is in first place, 10 under today, tied for the co-lead. You had a chance to catch up with him. This is what he had to say in regards to the MX, whether it returns next year or not.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that. I just try to play golf, but I love this tournament. It was a great place to start the year, and you know, great courses and lots of fun and make some birdies. So it is nice to have in the schedule because, you know, the signature events are very hard and major like. So it is nice to be able to hit in the rough and actually hit it on the green. So I would love it to be in the schedule, and I would love it to just be there next year and years coming.
We've heard that from several golfers since Monday. Not one is going to say the courses are bad, the weather's bad, this isn't a place we want to be. So let's hope they keep it. Only time will tell. Quickly before we wrap it up, heading into day 2, what are something you're looking for?
See if they can continue with this low scoring. We'll get to that after the 6, exactly how low it was today. But today was crazy low, man. I mean, we had 2 guys shooting 10 under. We had 9 guys shooting 63, including one of those on the stadium course, the toughest of the rotation. We'll see if they can keep it up. Weather was perfect today for scoring. Looks good again tomorrow.
Day 1 in the books, just getting started out here at PGA West this week, headed into the final day on Sunday. For Judd Spicer, I'm Tim O'Brien live at PGA West in La Quinta. We'll send it back to you guys.
Tim and Judd, thank you. We have some entertainment news tonight. Harry Styles is hitting the road this year, but you'll have to travel to see him this time around. It's called the Together Together Tour, supporting his upcoming 4th solo album, Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally. The tour will include 50 shows, but only 7 cities. 30 of those shows will be in the New York City Madison Square Garden Arena. The Big Apple is the tour's only stop in the U.S. You may remember he made a stop at Acrisure Arena on his Love on Tour in 2022 stop. So we'll be right back. Before we go, heated rivalry stars Hudson Williams and Connor Story are heading to Italy for the Winter Olympics as torchbearers ahead of the opening ceremony. Their show, Heated Rivalry, is a hockey romance. It's catapulted the duo to stardom. The two recently presented at the Golden Globes, and they've made appearances on late-night TV as well, so headed to the Olympics next.
When do the Olympics start?
Just a few weeks,
Ooh,
right here on NBC Palm Springs.
Can't wait.
Can't wait for it. All right, that's going to do it for us. Nightly News is next. We're back here at 6 with the